In the olden days, when spirits still walked among men and the forests whispered secrets to those who listened, there was a village called Umuoka, known for its sacred hills, deep forests, and stories that lived longer than the people who told them. And in this village lived a young woman whose beauty caused even the palm trees to bend and stare. Her name was Olaedo, the golden one. But beauty is a blessing and sometimes a curse. She was known as the girl who rejected suitors. From the time Olaedo turned 18, suitors flooded her father's compound like the rainy season flood. Warriors from far villages, sons of titled men, travelers carrying cowries and gifts, drummers, farmers, and even wealthy traders, but she rejected them all.
I appreciate your gift and your desire to marry me, but I do not want. I am sorry.
Not rudely, never. She simply bowed her head and said softly, "Acho him, I don't want." Her mother tried, her father begged. Even the village women whispered, "Is she waiting for a spirit husband?" But Olaedo's heart felt empty. No man stirred anything in her, so she thought.
Is she waiting for a spirit? She has no shame. Let her create a man for herself.
One evening, as the sun melted into gold behind the hills, Olaedo carried water from the stream. There she met him, a man she had never seen. Tall, handsome, skin smooth like polished bronze, eyes bright like morning dew.
My friend, let me help you.
Where are you from?
I live not far from here.
He lifted her water pot as though it weighed nothing. Olaedo's heart beat fast for the first time in her life. She asked his name and he replied, "Call me Somtochukwu." But when she tried to ask where he came from, he only smiled and said, "I live not far from here." From that day, Somtochukwu appeared everywhere Olaedo went. At the stream, at the market, during moonlight dances. He bought her gifts, strange and beautiful gifts, rare cowries no one has ever seen before, beads that shimmered like snake scales, perfumes that smelled of forest rain. The villagers began to whisper, "This boy, who is he? Where are his people?" But Olaedo didn't care. For the first time she was in love. And soon, too soon, Somtochukwu asked for her hand in marriage. Her father protested. "I cannot give my daughter to a man with no family, no lineage." Somtochukwu's smile faded only for a moment. Then he said, "I will bring them," but nobody ever saw them. Still, Olaedo insisted. Against her parents' fears, the wedding was held. After the marriage, Somtochukwu took Olaedo to his home deep inside the forest, a place no one in the village had ever entered. The hut was beautiful, decorated with shiny stones and glowing lamps. But Olaedo never saw any relatives, never heard any footsteps except Somtochukwu's footsteps. Every night, he told her,
"Do not leave the compound after dark. Do not enter my room before sunrise."
At first, she obeyed, but mysteries have a way of scratching the heart. At midnight, Olaedo often heard strange sounds, heavy thudding, objects dragging on the ground, a deep rustling like scales rubbing against wood. One night, she woke up and she found Somtochukwu missing. The noises grew louder. Her heart pounded. Curiosity burned inside her. She tiptoed towards the forbidden door and gently pushed it open. Inside the room was not Somtochukwu, but a big giant python, a massive serpent, shining black and gold, its body curled like a mountain of muscle, its eyes the same bright eyes Somtochukwu had. On the floor lay his human clothes, empty, shed like old skin. The python turned to her with a deep echoing voice that shook her bones.
"Why did you disobey me? I loved you, even though I am not of your world."
She stumbled back in terror. The creature slithered closer. "I loved you, but you have seen my true form." Olaedo screamed. She ran into the forest, barefoot, tears streaming down her face. The python chased her, crashing through bushes, falling small trees. Just when it was about to reach her, a loud voice thundered,
Get away from her, you beast!
It was Ogbuefi Nwokocha, the greatest hunter of Umuoka. He had tracked strange stories of a spirit man in the forest and came prepared with a charm from the Dibia and a blazing torch dipped in sacred oil. The python reared its head taller than a palm tree. They fought. Man against monster, fire against scale, spirit against courage. Finally, with a mighty throw, Ogbuefi drove his spear through the python's head. The beast let out a scream that shook the sky and collapsed. As the python died, its skin melted away and Somtochukwu's human face reappeared on the serpent's body. He whispered weakly, "I loved you, even though I'm not of your world." The hunter, a strong, dark-skinned Igbo man with broad shoulders, tribal scar marks, and traditional leather gear, carries the unconscious Olaedo gently in his arms. From afar, Olaedo's mother saw them and hurriedly carried her daughter from the hunter's arms. They both cried, and she tried to console her. Olaedo is now home, wounded, shaken and heartbroken. The villagers gathered around her, listening to her tale in awe and fear. She never married again. Her story lived far longer than she did. And elders of Umuoka told their children, beauty is a blessing, but when the heart is blind, even a python can wear the face of a man.